Let's begin with a question. What defines rarity in the world of Japanese sports cars? Sure, there are models that once filled the streets. The Supra, the RX-7FD, the Skyline GTR. Today, though, these legends are overshadowed by a breed so scarce, spotting one might take a lifetime. The history of Japanese performance is a continuous story of ingenuity, precision, and sometimes wild experimentation that never saw the light of mass production. That's exactly where the truly rare gems lie, quietly making collectors salivate and casual onlookers wonder, what on earth is that thing? If you've heard of the Toyota 2000 GT, you know its reputation as the Japanese E-Type. But did you know only 351 units were ever made? It's a car associated with both James Bond and the restoration of Japan's global automotive image in the late 1960s. Crafted in partnership with Yamaha, the 2000 GT is a true museum piece, yet a handful of them still surface at auctions, perfectly preserved. Its slender silhouette and pop-up headlights are instantly recognizable, but the sheer rarity means even seasoned car spotters can only dream of encountering one in the wild. The very existence of the 2000 GT is a testament to Japan's push to compete internationally, built to take on the best from Europe head-to-head. Step a bit deeper and you'll find the Nissan Fairlady Z432R, a Z unlike any other. Outfitted with a racing-spec S20 engine, originally meant for the Skyline GTR, the Fairlady Z432R was factory-built for those who wanted a taste of endurance racing in a road car. Production numbers dwindled in the dozens, not thousands. That's right, just 30 to 50 units might have left Nissan's plant. Its purpose was homologation, and when you see the telltale lightweight bodywork and stripped-out interior, you know it was built for speed over comfort, giving birth to the myth of Japanese performance cars that cut absolutely no corners when aiming for the podium. Another unicorn among unicorns, Nissan R390 GT1. Born of Le Mans ambition, only one R390 road car was ever built. It echoed the ferocity of GT1 racing and tapped into Nissan's VRH35L, twin-turbo V8 for power. This lone road-going R390 was painted red in early days, but finished its journey in Le Mans dark blue. With 550 horsepower and rumors of a 220 miles per hour top speed, the R390 GT1 wasn't just rare, it was an outlier. A grand tourer so extreme, it was destined only for the eyes of motorsport royalty and historic collections, never for the everyday supercar crowd. Moving into the modern age, let's talk about the Lexus LFA Nürburgring edition. Even the regular Lexus LFA was hardly mass-produced, but only 50 Nürburgring editions exist. Powered by a bespoke naturally aspirated V10, the Nürburgring trim tweaked aerodynamics, added lightweight wheels, and pushed output to a staggering 563 horsepower. These were the fastest LFAs ever built, and despite their youth, their rarity is already the stuff of legend. The sound of an LFA V10 at full throttle is said to rival Formula One cars, and for those lucky enough to witness one lap the Nordschleife, it's a memory that lasts a lifetime. A lesser-known legend, the Mazda Cosmo Sport L10B. Mazda never mass-produced rotaries for the mainstream, at least not at first. The Cosmo was the first production rotary-powered sports car, its 982 cubic centimeter engine marking both an engineering triumph and a financial risk. Because rotary engines were hard to build and maintain, just over 1,000 Cosmos ever rolled off the line. To see one today is to step back into the roots of Mazda's obsession with doing things differently, from Le Mans to Touge passes in rural Japan. It's impossible to ignore the impact of the Nissan Skyline GT-R 34 Nismo Z-Tune. If you thought the regular R34 GT-R was hard to find, the Z-Tune rewrites the rulebook. Built from the best-stocked donor cars hand-selected by Nismo, only 19 units of the Z-Tune exist worldwide. Its RB28DETT engine churns out 500-plus horsepower, with extensive carbon body panels and an aura of pure exclusivity. The value on these? Recently exceeding $1 million, with their desirability rising over 200% in just the last few years. Very few ever see a Z-Tune outside of trade shows or private garages. Its presence has the power to silence a crowd of otherwise rowdy car fans. From Mazda, the RX-7 FD3S Spirit R is a true collector's finale, the final RX-7, honed to absolute perfection. Only a fraction remains untouched, thanks to the car's reputation for tuning and motorsport. With Recaro seats, lightweight forged wheels, and a rotary engine that spins to the moon, Mazda built this car for the true believers. Rarer still are the Type A models, embodying a purity of form and function that's seldom seen, even in the world of rare Japanese performance machines. When seen in the flesh, the Spirit R is the endpoint for the iconic RX-7 lineage. If there's a perfect rotary, this might just be it. There's the 2000 Honda NSX Type S, another ultra-rare variant conceived for race homologation with a lighter body, fixed headlights, and a screaming V6. Most Type S models never left Japan, their exclusivity maintained by local racing regulations and limited production. For collectors, and especially for those who missed out on the original NSX, this edition represents the apex of Honda's collaboration between road and track, with resale prices now matching or exceeding Italian supercars from the same era. Hidden deep in racing lore is the Toyota Supra GT 500 Limited Edition, the homologation special that enabled the Supra's dominance in Super GT. Try finding one outside Japan. Only 3 are confirmed imports into the United States. Each was stripped for weight savings, tuned for track use, and given the legendary 2JZ GTE inline 6 that tuners worship. Even among Supra devotees, a GT 500 is almost mythical, a true holy grail among performance Toyotas, setting auction records wherever it appears. The Subaru Impreza WRX STI version 6, Type RA, final GC8 chassis, close ratio transmission, DCCD all-wheel drive, is nearly impossible to source unmodified. Racers love these, and nearly 4 out of 5 have been customized or drifted into oblivion. Yet the survivors hold folklore status among rally fans, pure, unadulterated driver's cars with lightweight construction and track-ready specifications. If rally history means something to you, seeing a Type RA on display is equivalent to glimpsing the Excalibur of Subaru engineering. What about the obscure? Enter the Tomicaira ZZ, a featherweight sports car built by a tiny tuning house using Nissan and later Lotus platforms. Fewer than 200 exist, each hand-assembled and tailored for driving purity. The original ZZ and its ultra-rare ZZ2 Evolution exemplify creative risk-taking. These cars are rarely present at even the world's biggest JDM meets. For those who know, the Tomicaira name signals a devotion to driving engagement that borders on fanaticism. No list would be complete without a mention of the Prince Skyline GTS54 racing version. Born in 1964 before Nissan acquired the Prince Motor Company, this was the legendary predecessor to all Skyline GTRs, the car that started it all. With dual carbs on its inline 6, factory racing tweaks, and a backstory straight out of post-war Japanese motorsport, finding a genuine S54 today is next to impossible. They set the standard for innovation and success, paving the way for generations of Skyline dominance. Expand further, and the Mitsubishi Starion is deserving of a mention. Starion models competed globally, yet the actual road-going Starions in Group A and Group N homologation spec remain rare indeed. With sharp, angular designs and turbocharged performance, Starion's legacy is closely intertwined with motorsports. The rarity and importance of surviving Starions make them prized finds on the global market. Don't forget the Datsun Cherry, later renamed Nissan Cherry. It's not about supercar statistics here, but rather a milestone in Japanese engineering. This subcompact, the very first front-wheel drive super mini Nissan ever made, was mostly reserved for Japan's domestic market. Today, the Cherry Coupe is a true oddball, appealing to collectors who appreciate not only rarity, but the roots of front-wheel drive development in Japan's automotive history. There's also the challenge of the Honda Beat, a pocket-sized mid-engine roadster with a high revving singularity, nearly 9,000 RPM from a 3-cylinder. The Beat's tiny production, and its Japanese exclusivity, means spotting one at a car show in the West is a remarkable event, often resulting in instant friendships made over shared love for micro sports cars. Ever heard of the Mazda R360, Japan's first mass-produced microcar? Few remain to this day, with most lost to rust and disuse. The R360 may not be fast by supercar standards, but as the progenitor of the K-car genre, it's held as an artifact. The rare surviving examples are tokens from Japan's automotive golden age, when experimentation ruled the day and economy was king. The world of rare Japanese sports cars doesn't just live in the past, it sometimes emerges built for emperors, not racers. The Toyota Century FIV R12, hand-polished and engraved for members of the Japanese imperial household, is a blend of ultimate luxury and breathtaking precision. With paint polished by hand, badges engraved with 6 layers of enamel, and wool cloth interiors, the Century is not just rare, it's revered. Few are ever exported, largely reserved for high-ranking officials and dignitaries, making their rarity something more akin to legend than statistics. And let's not overlook the wild cards, one-off prototypes, destroyed in crash testing or never released to the public. Sometimes these cars pop up in auctions or enthusiast circles, drawing crowds and speculation. The existence of factory oddities, testbeds for future legends, means the landscape of rare Japanese sports cars is always changing, always on the brink of discovery. Many of these ultra-rare machines are legends only whispered about in online forums, discovered accidentally in barn finds, or spotted briefly at vintage car gatherings. Their stories are shaped as much by chance as by design. The matter of rarity isn't just numbers, it's each model's impact, innovation, and the door it opens for imagination. To see one up close, the Skyline GT-RZ Tune, the Lexus LFA Nürburgring, the Nissan R390 GT1, or a Prince GT Racing, means seeing into the heart of Japanese automotive ambition, a mix of technical wizardry, fearless design, and a pursuit of perfection rarely matched anywhere in the world. That's why when true JDM enthusiasts speak of rare sports cars, there's a special reverence. It isn't about horsepower alone, but the arc of history, the risks taken, and the road less traveled. To spot a 2000 GT in Tokyo traffic, a Spirit R RX-7 at Fuji Speedway, or a Tomicaira ZZ circling a mountain pass is to glimpse a living legend. For some, these cars are investments, for others they're rolling art, or the tangible result of a lifetime's passion. But for everyone who cares about Japanese engineering, the search for the rarest unicorns will never end. In the end, these Japanese sports cars, often built in 2-digit numbers, sometimes standing alone as unique prototypes, remind us how far design and ambition can go. They give us a window into the most daring moments in Japanese automotive history, and provide a measure of excitement that survives long after their production lines have gone silent. So if you ever find yourself standing beside a 432RZ, a first-gen Cosmo, or a hand-built Century 512, take a moment to appreciate not just the sheet metal and horsepower, but the story of rarity and the spirit of engineering that made it all possible. Rarity among Japanese sports cars isn't just about how limited their production numbers were. It's also a story of racing pedigree, collectability, and the elusive charm of cars that slipped through the cracks of mainstream popularity. Models like the Subaru Impreza 22 BSTi epitomize this phenomenon. Created to celebrate Subaru's World Rally Championship dominance, just over 400 examples were hand-built, all equipped with flared arches, unique blue paint, and a potent turbocharged engine. These cars rarely surface, and when they do, they command prices that rival the rarest European icons. Seeing a genuine 22 BSTi at a car event is like discovering a unicorn. Owners often get approached by entire crowds of enthusiasts just to confirm that they're not looking at a replica or a restoration. Alongside sports legends, Japan's car scene is rich with oddities that further define its tradition of rarity. Take the Nissan Figaro or the Nissan Pao, retro-styled, quirky, and built in micro numbers strictly for the domestic market. The Figaro, produced in 1991, sports throwback 1960s design cues despite its modern chassis and efficient engine. The Nissan Pao, with its boxy silhouette and pastel colors, channels a sense of urban chic that even today would turn heads in Tokyo's trendy neighborhoods. These cars were never meant for performance, but their exclusivity and distinct personalities make them highly collectible. Today, importing one into the West is a badge of honor among serious collectors, symbolizing a deep appreciation for Japanese automotive culture beyond speed and power. Then there's the Toyota Supra TRD 3000 GT, a beast so rare that the number produced barely cracks 35 units. This model, a homologation special for the Japanese Grand Touring Championship, features significant upgrades over the standard Supra, including a wide-body kit, uprated suspension, and more race-focused performance. Spotting a TRD 3000 GT in the flesh is every Supra fan's dream. These cars almost never appear outside Japan, and those that do are fiercely protected by their owners. The Supra's legend is already immense, but these rare editions elevate its status to mythical proportions. Japan's dedication to innovation means even microcars like the Mazda R360, once a dominant figure in Japan's bustling urban centers, have become sought-after rarities today. Their survival is scarce, often threatened by rust and years of neglect. But for vintage enthusiasts, restoring and preserving these K-cars is an act of devotion. The R360, considered the first mass-produced K-car, marks the beginning of Japan's love affair with small, efficient transportation, and serves as a reminder that rarity isn't always about blistering performance. Sometimes, rarity is born from regulatory changes and import rules. The United States' 25-year import law has recently unlocked a new wave of Japanese exclusives for collectors. Cars like the Nissan Silvia S15 Spec R All-Tech version, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6 Tommy Mäkinen Edition, and rare rally specials like the Toyota Celica GT4 WRC Limited. As models become eligible for import, auction prices skyrocket and demand surges, reflecting the global reach of Japanese car culture. Ultimately, rare Japanese sports cars remind us that the country's automotive culture is built on more than just speed. They embody craftsmanship, nostalgia, and the freedom to innovate. Whether it's the adrenaline of racing homologation specials or the quirky appeal of K-cars, these hidden gems continue to fascinate collectors, racers, and car lovers across the world. If you've enjoyed this journey into the world of ultra-rare Japanese sports cars, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more high-octane automotive storytelling. Smash the like button if you discovered something new today, and share this video with fellow enthusiasts who appreciate the magic of forgotten legends and the thrill of the hunt. Drop a comment below telling us which Japanese unicorn you'd most want in your dream garage, or if you've ever had a chance to see one up close. Your stories fuel our passion and help connect us to a wider community of automotive dreamers. Turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into rare cars, engineering marvels, and the very best of automotive culture from Japan and beyond. Share the video with your friends, forums, and social media to help us keep the conversation going strong. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep chasing those legends, keep driving the rare roads, and remember, the rarest cars aren't just about metal and horsepower. They're about the stories, memories, and dreams they inspire. See you in the next video.